Hello everyone and welcome to the latest show of the Monday Kickoff with the Real Bench Roamers. And today is just a day where we're going to talk about some of the transfers, talk about like some of the players in the history and what they've done for the game, and do a bit of comparison, and then look at some of the best players who have never won the Ballon d'Or, and we want to hear what you guys have to say about that. And then we'll play a little game at the end. Make sure you stay tuned to see it all. Hey fellas, let's talk about it. Let's start some of the transfers. Moms to United. Apparently that just fell through. How you feeling?
Now I'm feeling happy every time. I've been watching United from. Well, I don't know if it's United or like, but you as a United fan, I want an answer from you. There's a lot of transfers that are not going through that I've been seeing. So my question has been: is it because of the money, or like, do you hand out bad deals to these guys, or is it because you are losing or you have lost your pull power as United, like the unit? Like nobody wants to go to United because they know that they're probably just gonna win the Carabao Cup and that's it.
Man, them taking them shots, right? Nah. You can't play like that.
So why do you think that's happening?
I think
Forget Mount.
The big thing, like what we've seen so far, is not. We still have the pull power because United is United. It'll always be United. There's been. It's the fact of the matter. We have players who are agreeing personal terms and then last minute sign somewhere else. Loan money because of money. Exactly. So the big thing is money. It's not like this summer we have 200 million from the Glazers to use, but the directors are trying to minimize how they spend it. That's why Chelsea wants 80 million. You're like, we only have 200 million. If the sale doesn't go through, we can only use 50 on him. And that's what United is pushing for. 55 million thereabout.
Yeah. I heard they wanted 65. They would settle for that.
They said they would settle for 65. Yeah. But the thing is, it won't just be 65. It will be 65 with add-ons. And the 65 will be an installment. Which, that would absolutely suck.
We gotta talk about it. How much is Mount worth? Is that sensitive?
Okay.
1 year left.
Throwing away every other transfer and scales that exist, just like for the player. Because for me, I will always say this: Maguire, Maguire is crazy. Just saying.
For me, I feel like 50, 55.
Oh, that's actually a generous amount. I was thinking like,
one contract left.
I'm gonna be honest with
40.
you. I was gonna say 30, 35.
Okay.
Because the thing is,
you gotta think about his age. He's young. He's some of the stuff he can do.
He's right.
Decently young, but like that's part of why he's not in his prime yet. You don't need to be spending that much money. You're bringing in a player that you still have to develop. You're not bringing in a player that's already developed. Second thing, you're also bringing
a bit harsh.
I'm being a bit harsh, but it's the reality of things. How transfers should be done, not this BS of like, he's good marketing, so let's pay 80 million for
Mount
him.
is
I'm just in England.
He's
To some degree, he's an English boy. They like him.
Mount.
But like, this is a player that has had a bad season. His team has had a bad season. He has 1 year left of his contract. He wants to leave. The team wants him to leave.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we being asked to pay 65 million for him? You know what I mean?
And it's crazy. Actually, like,
he's important in the team though.
He is important. How is he there? This season was he barely played. Like he was in and out of the team.
Injured too.
But then the whole thing that they won was attributed to him. Like he was the face of my Mount. Thank you.
He did play a good pass.
Okay, fair enough. I know he did something.
No,
I'm
okay.
like,
maybe I'm being too harsh on it. He's a good player.
A lot. I'm like,
but he's pulled a little. Remember Rashford at the end of last season or 2 seasons ago rather, when he had that 5 goal. He's pulled a little bit of that this season.
Yeah, but like, who was this kid Madison? This kid's even after a back of a bad season, they're still gonna cost the price that they're seen to cost. You know what I mean? Like, that Madison's probably gonna go for like 50 mil.
Woo! How old is Madison?
Like
same age
27.
Mount, that same age.
Give or take.
Honestly, they're the same bunch. Like Madison, Mount.
I knew
same bunch of potatoes for me. But yeah.
And honestly, if I'm being honest, I would take Matters over Mount.
Well, that's crazy.
There is Mount he's got that tenacity with him.
I see it, but
Matters
has a bit of swag about it. He has that long range
pass, long range shot, and he's better. He's more clinical with the set pieces, the crosses.
More hard working.
He's not more. That's the thing. That's the only thing Mount has on him. It's like hard work.
That package is hard to get. A flair player with hard work.
That
is a tough one. Hard.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Very hard to get. But needless to say, we'll see.
But the good thing is,
that's what I was saying. You guys are now looking to go Casado.
Yeah.
Which apparently costs more than Mount.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan there? Like, is it like Casado is much more as a player than Mount is? if you can spend 80 mil on Casado and you can spend 80 mil or like 65 on Mount, what does that mean about Mount?
You gotta.
In your eyes too.
It's not about the value of the player's ability. It's about the value of the player for the team they're in. Like I mentioned before, Mount wants to leave. Chelsea wants him to leave. There's no reason for either of them to be negotiating. Like, it should just be like, I want to leave. Either terminate my contract or do this. With Caicedo, it's different. He's part of the project. They're building with him. They built with him.
This season, he
was going to leave. Yeah.
Leaving.
So cash is, if you have an integral part of your project that's going to leave, you want to cash out.
I think
so. They're trying to cash out right now.
This kid McAllister.
Release clause.
Yeah, true.
See, you were trying to throw some shade, but
no,
I'm ready.
No, it's not about. I'm like following along. I'm not trying to like do shade. McAllister, 35 mil is just not right.
It's not right.
It's not
agreed.
right. That's
agreed.
what I gotta say. Like, and if there's technicalities with Casado and McAllister, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are gonna end up being screwed though.
Oh yeah, no, per usual.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see if you guys can get Casado. I don't know. It's going to be tricky. And you guys have interest in Rice?
Rice as well, but Rice is very unlikely. Because Rice will go for about 100 mil. 90 to 100.
Arsenal,
it's probably going to end up at Arsenal. Actually, City.
City
won them. They're knocking on that door.
We knock once. That's all it takes. It's just like they come.
But what is he going to do for y'all there?
No, that's the thing. Well, I mean, Pep is a way of using players. Because I kind of had a question even for the Chelsea boy that they just brought in.
The Kovacic.
Yeah, I don't doubt his ability or being able to play. But then he's not Gundu. I don't think we're expecting to be
really
Gundu.
good on the ball.
No, he is. Yeah, I think he's not big shoes to fill first and foremost to say Gundogan. You know what I mean? But I just want to see how he's gonna fit in the system or how Pep is gonna use him. Yeah. I feel like he has a different plan. It's not gonna be the same as the 3-2-4-1 thing that he did this year.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like, maybe the 3-2-4 was an edit to kind of adapt to winning the end of the season.
That's what I was thinking.
And
it's not gonna be like a staple.
It's gonna be it's not gonna stay. And maybe these new players, because I'm thinking with the likes of Rodri, Rice, if Rice comes in, Calvin Phillips, Kovacic. Now it looks like he's setting up to go back to a double pivot almost, and have one solid and then one who's willing to do the running.
Interesting. Like, why would you be more conservative after all the success? Like, especially after the season, where he just threw everything in the kitchen sink and it worked.
Trust Pep.
You
want to trouble? Trust Pep.
And the way Pep thinks, what was that thing he always says when they ask him before this Champions League, are you going to win the Champions League this year? Every season he goes, we'll try. Yeah. Like, he's like, I'm always going to try something here, something new.
Pretty interesting. Even like they said, he only said I'm a champion because a player missed.
Lukaku missed.
Yeah. He's not even taking credit. He's playing on the big mind games.
Bro.
And they've been working so well. They worked on Arteta. They worked on Ten Hag. They worked on everybody.
Everybody took an L to Pep this season. Chill. You're 4-0. You couldn't even get a shot. You couldn't pass the ball 10 yards. You come in here. Chill.
Okay, let's talk about some of the Chelsea transfers real quick.
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
Bro, Saudi is making some moves. They got what they call
conspiracy theory.
A little conspiracy theory that Saudi made a backwater deal with Chelsea when Bowie bought Chelsea, saying we'll buy these certain star players for us and sell them next season. Yeah. And we'll give you the money to make sure you're not financially this thing. Yeah, because look at the guys that are leaving. Koulibaly, who they just signed last season, who did the whole thing that you were mentioning with Terry. Can I have your number? Bro, if you're going to get his number, why are you leaving the next season?
First and foremost, there's no disrespect to Terry, okay?
Hear
me out. The guy was good, and he did numbers for Chelsea. At Chelsea, that was super, actually. But I don't think I'm asking permission to win number 3 because of Terry. It is not, that number 3 was not that monumental. John Terry was good for Chelsea, and he was monumental to Chelsea. Not number 3 and the legacy there. No. That's all I have to say. I'm not asking for permission to win number 3.
That's all you, bro. I mean, like, Chelsea fans might, fight for him, but at the end of the day,
even Terry was like, I was so surprised and honored that he asked for my jersey. Bro, it's not that deep.
I mean, Chelsea fans will argue, but I ain't got nothing to say. Like, he was a good player. He was a legend for them.
But it's crazy though, some of the players they're getting. Even Ziyech too.
Ziyech is going. Kante. What's his face?
The keeper, they left
Edward Mendy.
That's This definitely like that raises eyebrows.
Like all these Chelsea players, and they're not leaving for like. It's not like, oh, Chelsea released these players and they're signing new contracts with Saudi. They're paying decent money for players who are apparently washed out of Chelsea. They're paying like 30, 50 million for each of these guys.
Let's talk about what that's gonna do on that Saudi league, though. If they're going to the same team, is it the same team?
Nah, different teams spread around.
Okay, never mind. Because I'm like, if you take pretty much one team and they're gonna take everything.
Easy money. But the way it's looking, though, off topic Chelsea for a second, Saudi is putting some taking over a little bit. They're putting some super teams here, like the Benzema and Kante in one team. They got Ronaldo and one of the.
I think it's Ziyech.
Is it Ziyech? One of the Chelsea boys is ending up in Ronaldo's team. So it's like they're like, okay, let's get a couple stars in there now.
But how do you feel about the Saudi deal? Like, do you see that what Jamie Carragher said? Because like Bernardo Silva is about to go. There's talks that he might go, and he's Saudi. Like, okay, I get it when players like who are past their prime are leaving, but players like Bernardo Silva he still has a lot in his legs. If Saudi has that much a pool, what does it mean? It was like that's kind of like bad for football in the Premier League type of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I just think also these English guys they just hate on money. Remember, these leagues they're not happy that they're taking retirees. They want to establish themselves at some point.
Yeah.
I think Saudi is moving smarter than China. I've seen some comparisons where they're like, oh, this thing didn't work for China. I think it's just it's different.
Yeah.
And if at this rate you keep like signing and then getting players that still have life in them, I think we might see a change in the league.
And I agree. I think something, and we had this chat when they were trying to push for the Super League the first time. I think there is this idea that if something new outside of what we're used to happens, it's bad for football. And that's what the English media always spreads. Oh, this is so bad for football. And I'm not. Super League, I don't like that idea. But this Saudi idea of more competitive leagues all around the world where you have stars going and building, and the fact that they've already pulled the likes of like a Ronaldo and a Benzema.
I mean, that's a big one.
That's
a
big.
Big one. I think nobody has more pull power in the world than Ronaldo. I would argue.
Facts. I seen some old clip, and this is the last thing I'll mention of Saudi. Ronaldo in the Ballon d'Or ceremony, getting up for like FIFA best players, and everyone stands up with him, and someone captioned it with like, the moment Saudi came for Ronaldo, look at all the players in Europe just fleeting over,
following his way. About it. Like, yeah, there's no denying the influence.
There's a big one, big one.